All right, everybody, we are live with the Combat Cast.
Another 7 p.m. Main card start time. We're just gonna get right into this co-main event. Dan Ige versus Andre Fili.
Dan Ige, Andre Touchy Fili. Andre Touchy Fili is 23, 10-1, 10 knockouts, 3 subs, 10 decisions. He's got performance of the night over Benitez. He's got like 2 performances. He's tied. This I thought was an interesting stat. He is tied for most split decision wins at UFC featherweight division history. So with 3. So I guess that means he can win a close fight, god damn it. So he's 2-2 in his last 4 fights, coming off a win. Ige, 17-7, 5 KOs, 5 subs, 7 decisions. He's won 2 out of the last 3. Prior to that was on a 3-fight losing streak, though, and he is coming off a loss. Performance of the night 3 times. Ige is an exciting fighter, but he hasn't felt very consistent lately. I would argue Andre Fili, despite being a very exciting fighter, win-wise has not been very consistent in his career. So it's an interesting fight coming up. If we had this fight, I would say before that initial 3-fight losing streak Ige was on a little while back, I would say, I'll take Ige all day. I feel like both these guys are at points in their career. This is going to be a pretty competitive fight. I'm going to go Fili. I think Fili's going to get this done. I don't know. Maybe I want to believe this guy's going to put it together now because he's always showed to me like a very exciting fighter and stuff like that. But we'll see. I'm going to go Fili by decision.
Yeah, I'm with you. Interesting fight. Both guys have struggled the last few years, but they're not past their primes yet.
No.
I think it's really just who can bring their A game to the fight, and Fili has the momentum currently. A little bit of an uptick in his performances lately, so I'm leaning towards him. I think it's going to be a war, but I'm with you. I'm taking Fili by decision.
So there you go. So we'll see. Should be a fun co-main event, though. All right, main event.
All right, let's get into this main event. I am excited for this fight. This is very interesting to me. So Jack Hermansson versus Joe Pyfer.
All right, Hermansson. This guy's got 23-8 record, 11 KOs, 6 subs, 8 decisions. Fight of the night once. Performance of the night 1 time. Most significant strikes landed in a 5-round heavyweight fight against Jacare Souza. That's interesting just because, landed in a 5-round middleweight bout. This guy comes to play in those championship fights. I don't always mention regional titles, but Cage Warrior is a pretty successful promotion. He's had 2 successful title defenses there when he was champ. He was undefeated. He's also had other regional titles too. This is a guy, besides the UFC, has been on a championship level. So this is a great test for Joe Pyfer, who's been really looking very impressive lately. Pyfer 12-2, 8 KOs, 3 subs, 1 decision only, 3-0 in the UFC, all finishes, and he had a finish in the Contender Series to get here. Pyfer has looked really good, but again, this will probably be his stiffest matchup. I say he puts it together. Joe Pyfer is making me a believer. I like what I see out of him. I think it's not going to be just a first round finish. I don't think he's just going to go out there and crush Hermansson. I think it's competitive, maybe even a little bit, but I think round 2, round 3, I'm going to go even round 2 because I think Pyfer is going to show everybody this guy is the real deal. I'll say round 2, TKO.
Yeah, I think Joe can be a top 5 guy right now. Jack isn't the style that suits him best, though. So I think it's good matchmaking to test him and bring him along. Jack's number 10, I think, in the rankings. Joe's not ranked yet, so this is a pretty good jump into the rankings for him. If Jack is smart and avoids all striking at any cost, he can definitely win this fight, though. His grappling's very good. His wrestling's good. He can stall Joe out in the clinch and try to, just slow the fight down. And if he does that, he could get a late submission or something if Joe gets tired, or he can win a decision. But I don't think that's going to happen. Every fight starts on the feet, so you got to engage at some point, and I think it only takes 1 for Joe. I'm pretty sure that Pyfer broke Francis Ngannou's record on the punch machine, and he's a middleweight, and Francis is Francis, obviously. So some controversy with that, I don't remember, but it happened. He did it like 3 times. So he's got the power to put anyone to sleep, and I think that's what he does here. I'm going to say he gets a round 1 KO. I think Jack comes in, tries to be cautious. Joe stuffs the first takedown attempt and finishes him.
Okay, and I felt bad about almost saying second round TKO because of how tough Jack is, and you're going first all the way, and you obviously respect Jack too a lot. So, all right, so obviously you can see we're on board the Joe Pyfer train. We think he's the real deal. We'll find out this weekend if we're correct.